Well, pistol shots ring out in a barroom night. Enter Patty Valentine from the upper halls. She sees the bartender in a pool of blood. By God, she cries out, they done and killed them all. Yes, here's the story of the hurricane. The man the authorities came to blame for something that he'd never done. Put in a prison cell, but one time could have been champion of the world. Well, 3 bodies lying dead as old Patty see. And another man named Bello moving mysteriously. He didn't do what he says, and he lifts up his hands. I was only here robbing the register, I hope you understand. I saw them leaving, he says, and he stops. One of us had better call the cops. So Penny calls the cops, and they arrive on the scene with the red lights flashing in the hot New Jersey night. Alfred Bello had a partner, he had a rap for the cops. Him and Arthur Dexter Bradley were out just prowling around. And they saw 2 men run out and they looked like middleweights. And they jumped into a white car with out-of-state plates. And Miss Patty Valentine just nodded her head. Cop said, wait a minute boys, this one's not dead. So they took him to the infirmary. And although this man could hardly see, they said that he could identify the guilty man. Meanwhile, somewhere in another part of town, Reuben Carter and a couple of friends, they were driving around. The #1 contender for the middleweight crown had no idea what kind of shit was about to go down. When a cop pulls him over to the side of the road, just like the time before and the time before that. In Patterson, that's just the way things go. If you're black, you might as well not show up on the street unless you want to draw the heat. And they haul Reuben in. They take him to the hospital and they bring him upstairs. And the wounded man looks up through his one dying eye. He says, why'd you bring him here for? He ain't the guy. Yes, here's the story of the hurricane. The man the authorities came to blame. Something that he'd never done. Put in a prison cell, but one time could have been champion of the world. The ghetto's all in flame. Reuben's in South America, he's fighting for his name. While Arthur Dexter Bradley's still in the robbery game. And the cops are pulling the screws to him, looking for someone to blame. Remember that murder that happened in a bar? Remember you said you saw the getaway car? Think you like to play ball with the law? Think it might have been that fighter that you saw running that night? Don't forget you are white. Arthur Dexter Bradley said, I'm really not sure. And the cop said, a really poor boy like you could really use a break. We got you for the motel job and we're talking to your friend Bello. You don't want to have to go back to jail, so be a nice fellow. You'll be doing society a favor. That son of a bitch is brave, getting braver. We want to put his ass in the stir. We want to pin this triple murder on him. He ain't no gentleman, Jim. Now Reuben Carter could take a man out with just one punch, but he never did like to talk about it all that much. It's my work, you'd say, and I do it for pay. And when it's over, I'd just as soon go on my way. Back to some paradise where the trout streams flow and the air is nice, and ride a horse along a trail. But then they took his ass to the jail house where they tried to make a man into a mouse. All of Reuben's cards were marked in advance. The trial was a big circus, he never had a chance. The judge made Reuben's witnesses drunkards from the slums and to the white folks he was just a revolutionary, But to the black folks he was a crazy nigger. Nobody doubted that he pulled the trigger, although he could not produce the gun. The DA said he was the one who did the deed, and the all-white jury agreed. Reuben Carter, he was falsely tried. The crime was murder one, yes, he testified, yeah. Bellow and Bradley, and they both boldly lied, and all the newspapers went along for the ride. How could the life of such a man be held in the palm of some fool's hand? To see him obviously framed couldn't help but make me feel ashamed to live in a land where justice is a game. In their coats and their ties, are free to drink martinis and watch the sunrise, while Reuben sits like Buddha in a 10-foot cell, an innocent man in a living hell. Yes, that's the story of the hurricane, the man the authorities came to blame for something that he'd never done. Put in a prison cell, but one time could have been champion of the world. Say good night. Thank you very much. Good night. See you next time. Thank you.